Namaste everyone. Welcome to our channel. Namaste Adukya ji.
Namaste.
So in today's video, we will be talking about how to be an expert in drafting, how to draft a contract or draft a letter and be an expert in that. So we will be learning about the technicality and the areas which you need to be very, very focused on when you are drafting any contract. So to explain that in detail today, this will be a little bit of technical session. To explain in detail today, we have with us a very learned person, Dr. and CA Rajkumar Adukya ji, all the way from Mumbai, who has his office across the globe, and he is a very experienced person coming with more than 40 years of experience in CA practice. So we have lot of things to learn from him. He is also a Central Council member of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and this is his 19th year in service as a Central Council member. Sir, you are a real inspiration to all of us, all the people who have started their journey in practice and want to scale higher. So, welcome to our channel, sir. Good
Thank
morning.
you.
Yeah.
Good
So, sir,
morning.
so many of the chartered accountant members who are in practice, they have this query that we know that drafting is a good opportunity. And in our earlier video, we spoke about drafting, that where can you get the opportunities? How can you scale in that? But the problem is they are not aware that how to do the right drafting. When they do the drafting, they are not sure whether they did it correctly or not. So if you can throw some light on that.
Yeah, thank you. See, any drafting converts the final product is a contract. It is an agreement. So more than one person is involved when we do a drafting. So the first and foremost principle is that this document should be a win-win situation. Stephen Covey has written a book, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. And the private equity fund worked for United States strength. I have remembered those seven in that way. So proactive, uh, begin with end in mind. So what is end? End is that both parties should have a clear document where all essential terms are captured. Then third habit is first thing first. So when we draft a document, we should jot down from both sides what they want. So if it is, creation of a new entity, say for example, LLP or association of persons, so name of organization, from where it will operate, who are the partners or part of that entity, what business they will carry on, how profit or surplus will be divided, if there is a loss, how it will be divided, where all branches will be there, who has a decision making power. So like we should jot down this. So third habit of seven habits of highly effective people. Fourth habit is a win-win. This document should be a balanced. It should be a fair document. And nowadays drafting is of simple language. If we look at a document which is drafted 30 years back, 40 years back, that contains words where we have to go to dictionary to find out the meaning of those words, covenant and things like that. So drafting, and there is a saying, every expert today who is an expert was beginner on day one. So when we want to enter into this field, there are plenty of books available, printed books. There are soft books available. There are documents, draft documents available on Google. लेकिन कहते हैं ना, नकल में भी अकल की जरूरत होती है. So from that draft document, we will make it a tailor made for the need of our client. So client is one of the party, but we have to take care that it is a unbiased document. And then some document requires, say, if I'm making a charitable trust deed. Now, charitable trust deed in some states, 5 states, there is a charitable trust law. Like in Maharashtra, we have a Maharashtra Public Trust Act. In Gujarat, we have a Gujarat Public Trust Act. Rajasthan, MP. But trust is a common law subject. Trust means an obligation. And trust has a few components like trustees, beneficiaries, trust property, trust deed. And so when we create a charitable trust, so there are two kinds of broad, private trust and charitable trust. So in charitable trust or private trust, the property goes to trustees from the settler, who is also known as an author, for the benefit of beneficiaries. How the meetings will be held. So it's very interesting and very amazing. And the market size is 42,000 crores. It's a global market size. India market size, the statistics is not available. But this is an online opportunity. And for the whole globe, somebody from Thailand wants some document. He will tell me on email, these are the terms required. I'll draft a document, send it. Further waiting may be required. Similarly, somebody wants from Singapore or UK or USA, and we can put on our website that we do drafting. And we do drafting for any part of the world. So this way drafting can be that this opportunity can be obtained. And I'll share, I have prepared a PPT which can be shared with the participants. And this PPT has, I have tried to put many things. So I have given a title, Global Non-Traditional Area of Practice. We use three terminology: drafting, pleadings, and convincing. Pleading is a terminology used when we draft, appeal papers. So there are about 20 plus tribunals where chartered accountant can appear. So Income Tax Appellate Tribunal, GST, NCLT. So there also there is a standard format, and we can pick up like in pleadings, there is a last paragraph where we say we reserve the right to amend, modify, delete, add the grounds of appeal. Conveyancing is a terminology which is used for real estate transactions, for the sale of land. Then appearance, LPO is a legal process outsourcing. Matlab, like, we have accounting outsourcing work. We can have a legal document outsourcing work from rest of the world, 191 countries. And then a little more advancement is a commercial contract management. There are softwares available. So there's a turnkey project of, say, 3 years. We can be a consultant. So first we will draft that contract for the client, tender, bid, and things like that. Then, I have covered on these various business. There are more than 500 documents. So employment contract, one can create a course on drafting, put on various online portals, Udemy, Coursera, and things like that to make the vision. One can, the international contracts drafting we can do, commercial contract management. And this is what I have given 42,000 crore when I said last year it was 37,000 crore. And after 4 years, this will be 66,000 crore. There is a annual growth rate in this market is of 14%. And then I have given drafting means putting the ideas in writing. And those, because, there is something called General Clauses Act 1897. There is a Indian Contract Act 1872. There is a Limitation Act 1963. There is an Arbitration and Conciliation. But all these are very, very simple law. Like Limitation Act, the whole act is 36 pages. The Indian Contract Act, which we have read in our BCom, first year BCom, 67 pages, because that becomes the basis to for foundation for any. So it comes, Indian Succession Act is there where we make the will, and then stamping and registration of document is another area which is subsequent to a document is prepared. Document is a record of, and the contract can be written and oral, but the written contract has always umpteen times more importance. Then I have explained, section 3 explains what is a document. Writing, the General Clauses Act, it is a very old act, 1897. So that also defines what is a document, a matter written, expressed or described, figures, marks, or more than one of those means. Indian Penal Code also defines what is a document, because these are very important laws, section 29. So then I have given what are the various types of documents like will, sale deed, mortgage deed, transfer deed, uh, franchise agreements, partnership agreement, memorandum of association, minutes of meeting, business plans, business reports, bylaws for the society. And then we can divide these documents, like I have made a list of 26 business agreements, arbitration agreement, and then I have made commercial contracts, say about 18 of them, management service agreement, event management, and then so property related agreement, sale deed, live and license. So what I want to say that drafting is the easiest work. First our mind, I have to say that I am the best draftsman of the world. By saying only this will not happen. That is 1% of the work. 99% is my perspiration. 1% helps me to have a positive feeling.
True, true, very true, sir. And thank you. It was like you have covered different areas of, commercial contracts, agreements, and you have put the item numbers also, which what kind of agreements are there, what kind of contracts we can draft. So, sir, like one more question is like the contract or the agreement will change from client to client, or the format will remain same and the clauses will remain same, we just change the names, like how does it work?
Krishna, you have asked $1 million question.
Thank you, sir.
Like what we should do, suppose a client come to me to make a will. So what I should do the research maybe of 20 hours, 30 hours, make a base document for my office. So, but then that base document will help me that no important clause is left out. But every document is a tailor-made. Because, you as a testator may have 20 relatives. You want to give part of the assets to few of them, and another person may only have two relatives. So like, when the married couple want to make a will, what I suggest that till the lifetime of the another spouse, the property will go to another spouse. And after death of another spouse, it will go to the children of the couple and things like that. And there is something called legal heirs. We always take them of the younger age. So suppose those 80-year young person want to make a will. So if he puts an executor also of the 80 years or 85 years, then it may happen that the executor may also expire simultaneously or before the testator expires. So, like, it is good, very good question. The area in which we want to specialize, we should make a office specimen document. So say partnership deed. So I will make, 40 points, like what we do in audit program. So I'll make name, address, business, whether it is partnership by will or fixed period, profit sharing ratio, loss sharing ratio, minor admitted to the partnership, and things like that. Fixed capital or floating capital. So it helps in seeing that no major term is left out.
Thank you, sir.
You
So,
are,
so yeah, sir.
yes,
So you mean that every document will be tailor made, but the base document should be ready with you in your office, like for any particular contract, and then it will be tailor made depending on the client specification and the requirement of the client, right? So I think this is a very good suggestion, sir, because during COVID also we had seen many of the changes happening to the family, and the will got changed, the will had to be changed. So I think this will really help. And one more thing which we just want to add on to the viewers is that when you make a will, just advise your client to update or get revised the will every year, because the assets are getting revalued, and you might want to change some portion of your will for any particular of your dependents. So revise your will every year is what one suggestion is. And sir, like when we talk about contracts, like when we talk about the tailor-made contracts, so do you suggest that if I want to take up drafting also as one of the key area, so should I specialize in only commercial contract or only business agreement? Should I pick up those segments, or I do it overall?
yes, a very important questions and good questions. See, if I'm a
Thank you, sir.
beginner, I want to develop a practice in drafting because it is my passion. I love. I can work for 18 hours a day, 20 hours a day on drafting. So a client may come to me for a, say, private equity agreement. One client. Another client may come to me, say, to make a limited liability partnership agreement. So once when I start a practice, I should try to take all kind of documents. My experience tells me it is a client who makes us expert. Because
Absolutely, sir.
initially, so then I may start getting maybe all uh, will documents only or charitable trust documents only, and all draftings are interrelated. Basic knowledge is same that document should be comprehensive. If there is a particular law applicable, it should comply that law. Then if we are making international documents in other countries, stamp duty or registration, we need to see the laws of that country. Like suppose if I am making an arbitration, so what should be the place of arbitration? What language the arbitration will be done, what should be the seat of the arbitration, especially if the parties are from two different countries. So I would strongly recommend ki take initially all work, and then you will see that you can draft. Take the example of judges or advocate. Judges, they make a judgment on any law which comes to them, all 1300 central laws. Or if it is a state judge, like Maharashtra has about 700 laws. The smaller state has a smaller number of laws. So God has given a very wonderful software which has unlimited capacity to learn, to absorb, to memorize.
Right, sir.
So
Very right.
one,
Yes,
one should go by one's passion.
one should go. So you mean that initially we should take up all the work, whatever we are getting, and then whatever is my interest area, or depending on what clients I'm getting more work on, I can specialize in that. Right. So one last question,
Another
sir.
point which I
Yeah.
remember, initial work, say one or two work, I should also get a weighting done by an expert. So suppose if I am getting 50,000, I should not mind sharing 10,000 for weighting done by an expert. So I will have a double confidence that my document is perfect.
Wow, great, sir. Great. That was a very that was an expert tip for today's video. So one last question is, when we are doing any contract globally, like for out of India, so how can they incorporate those legal clauses in our contract? Like, should we do a research on that country laws, or what is the process of doing that?
Yeah. So suppose if we are making a contract where the foreign party is involved, or it is for the foreign client, then we have to do a Google research. We have to see the law in that country. Perhaps here I would also recommend that the draftsman of that country, we can get a weighting done. So, or our client can get a weighting done from a local person. We can work as a master person. Uh, so, the research is a must. The law of that country, the requirement of that country is required.
Got it, sir. Got it. Thank you so much, sir, for a very wonderful sharing on, drafting. I think more and more members will be benefited out of this video, I'm sure. And whoever had any queries on drafting, by seeing this video, their queries must have got resolved. And yeah, you want to share something, sir?
No, I just wanted to see whether any important point
Points.
or slide is left out.
Okay.
In that context, I was just zoomed my whole PPT. Uh,
Mhm.
I think we have covered the major part of. There is, like there is something called pitch deck.
Yes, sir.
This is a new terminology in drafting. So the pitch deck is a short presentation, that startups or entrepreneur put together to help explain a business concept. So this also we can draft. We
Yes,
can
yes, sir.
draft a presentation. So this was the reason I was seeing the PPT.
Okay, yeah. So pitch deck is also one more area, and more startups, for every startup to start with a pitch deck is a must, because they need it for the registration, they need it for expansion, they need it for funding. So this can be also a very good area of drafting, and we can put our expertise while drafting our pitch deck for the client, because there will be projection involved, there will be calculations involved, there will be revenue basis discussed in the pitch deck. So there are a lot of points involved in drafting a pitch deck, which can be a very great area of business expansion for a chartered accountant in practice as well. So thank you everyone for watching the video. Thank you, sir, for your very wonderful thoughts and sharing. It will definitely benefit a lot of the members of chartered accountants. And I request members to, share your comments for any suggestions or any topics you would want us to take up. And uh, if you want to be mentored, or you want any hand holding for any particular area of your practice, or any your personal development, your business development, you can reach out to us. I and Adukya ji would work with you as mentors, as masterminds, holding hands with you hand in hand, one on one, and uh, scale you to a greater height. And if you have any queries, we have put a link, we have put a form in the description box. You can fill the form and we will get back to you as soon as possible. And yes, sir, if you want to add on anything.
No, I think we have covered most of the points and we are always available. In fact, it is our passion to assist any professional, any entrepreneur who has a query on this.
Yes, thank you so much,
Thank
sir.
you.
And thank you, everyone. And do like, subscribe our channel. And if you like this video, do share with your colleagues who can get benefited out of this video also. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Yeah, good day. Thank you.
Thank you.